Mr. Mom. What could that possibly mean? Well, we are talking about the current year generation, the millennials. They are willing to do the impossible, or at the very least, play pretend convincingly. And it's going to take one hell of an imagination to buy this bullshit, because I'm talking about MPEG. What's MPEG, Jim? Well, it's not a media file format. That's MPEG. You're a little confused. MPEG involves a little bit more docking and a lot more dudes. If you were to take the time to really glance over this genre on DeviantArt, you'd get a good idea of exactly what this is. There's not a lot left to the imagination. Just think of all those fanfics that have been created by autistic people throughout the years, given visual form, and put up on a website for your viewing pleasure. That is what MPEG is. It's everybody that ever said, "Oh my god, what if Naruto and Sasuke had a gay relationship, and one of them got pregnant?" We're not talking about gender swapping. This isn't somebody turned into a girl. This is a guy that's having a baby. I want to ease us into this. I want it to be nice and comfortable, like the labor that all your favorite childhood stars from television and video games are going to be subjected to in this ridiculous fucking tag. Now, if you're like me, you're probably a fan of The Simpsons and have watched all 482 seasons of it, because those jokes never get old, never ever stop being funny. But you've probably noticed the lack of a very key relationship that really needs to happen. It's something the fans have been demanding. I'm talking about Carl and Lenny. Isn't that romantic? Who doesn't want to go on a journey with them through the course of their pregnancy? From day 1 to month 9, finally giving birth to their babies, as their demonic cat girlfriends are there by their sides. That is a plot point I have kept away and hidden for years and years. Demon cat lovers, Carl and Lenny getting pregnant. It's just something that needs to happen. And thank God CatFan 180 has us covered, because they are a very big fan. Specifically, Carl and Lenny getting pregnant. A lot of art dealing with that. A whole lot of fucking art dealing with Carl and Lenny having babies. But you know, as a fan of the show and a supporter of this most important of shippings, the Carl Lenny cat demon, their wish list caught my eye. I wish there was more fan art of Lenny Leonard and Carl Carlson from The Simpsons, because they are seriously underrated and they need more attention. Please give them both more fan art, and I would like to echo that plea for CatFan 180. They are looking for a whole lot more artwork of Carl and Lenny having intimate relationships with cats. It doesn't have to be a household one. A puma, a leopard, a lion, a tiger, your choice, just a feline of any sort. More art of them being impregnated by giant predatory cats is what CatFan 180 is looking for. And hopefully some people out there can help them out with that, because I can understand that is a niche market they're looking at. Pregbon by Prince Masse. This is just a joke, people. Don't take everything you see so seriously. Oh my gosh, you're allowed to use some humor, you know. Totally a joke, guys. Haha, have you ever smelled Yoshi's eggs? I wonder what they'd smell like. Haha, I'm just a joke. Nothing serious going on here at all. Do not take this seriously. It is totally a joke. All that artwork is just my commitment to humor. It means nothing. I am totally not interested in two anthropomorphic robotic creatures getting each other gay pregnant. This is just me making sure that gag runs as long as it can. February, Febby Faz Bunny. Okay, here's the little girl who came from Bonnie's belly. I hope you like her kawaii Bonnie cute chat icon. I tried to share the genes equally from both parents. The fur color is a mix of both. Eyes from Freddy, teeth from Bonnie, bunny ears from Bonnie, muzzle from Freddy, eyebrows from Freddy, tail from Bonnie. Also, her ears are one piece like Freddy's. Bonnie has two-piece ears, you know? Again, what don't you understand about this being a joke? Come on, guys! Even though I invested all this time in this art, it's just for laughs. And these amazing pieces of artwork have inspired quite the debate in the community. It's in the description. Purple Guy did something to Bonnie that gave him female insides. even though he's still male. So it gave him the ability to get pregnant. What? Pregnant men. It's not possible. We look? What? Google search. I speak Spanish, so my English is bad. Some scientists believe that some men can get pregnant. If you do not believe me, looking at pregnant women and whether they will be some. Well, it makes perfect sense to me, but apparently not to a lot of the Five Nights at Freddy fandom. The community didn't take the pictures too well. Surprising. Absolutely shocking, to be honest. I didn't expect the community to take such an interest in the content being produced, but you gotta nip that shit in the bud. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like the Sonic fandom, and you saw what happened to those fuckers. Not the road you want to travel. Mpreg Motherfucker by Dairu Fan. I apologize greatly for his weird navel. I'm done with Mpreg for a little bit now. I need to stop. No one even likes Mpreg. I like Mpreg though. Dean has nice hands. Like, whoa. Why does that sound so familiar? What exactly is this about? I could swear this seems vaguely familiar, like I've covered this before. This coupling, this grouping together, not the gay male pregnancy part, but the gay male shipping part, maybe. Maybe I have an inkling, but where have I seen? Oh my god, there we go. The darkness. I believe in a thing called love. Unfucking believable. It's Destiel, right out of Tumblr, and right into DeviantArt. I never thought I'd see this again, but apparently it's everywhere. Let's give them babies. Let's lock that relationship into place. When I think supernatural, I don't think spooky high-action drama. I think gay relationships with butt babies. That is what the show needed, and the fan base provided. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you a little bit curious. I mean, we've moved from cartoon characters to robots to television actors. Are we going to see any real-life Mpreg? Is that on the menu? Is that a possibility? Yes, it is. That is a kegger I want to go to. When I wake up with a hangover at the frat, I want a big fucking belly because the stud on the football team has made me a woman. Look at these sexy individuals in the prime of their pregnancy. They're glowing. They're absolutely glowing. Look at these gentlemen. Who doesn't want to be in that situations? Holy shit.
Hi, Billy Mays here to share with you the most important product I have ever endorsed.
Every dude you can imagine is getting knocked up on DeviantArt. Baby Trouble. PewDieCry. Mpreg. By Transformer G1 Fan. 271. I will kill you, Cry winced. Not only at the shout, but at his already bruised hand being crushed once again, almost causing him to whimper. If bright blue eyes had not glared at him. Keep pushing, the doctor shouted, smiling when the baby's head slid out, followed by the rest of its body with another push. The final scream had left Cry's ears ringing, but he ignored it, intent on kissing his lover, who collapsed, exhausted. After everything was cleared up, Cry and his lover were handed their newborn son, along with a bottle of milk. The doctor's clearing the room. He's so beautiful, Cry breathed, watching as his son sucked on the bottle, quickly falling asleep with a yawn. Silently handing over the baby to Cry, his lover lay back exhausted, but happy to see their newborn healthy and well. After holding their child for a bit, Cry handed him to the nurse, reassured they would see him later that day, being that it was 1 a.m. Come, his lover demanded, wincing as Cry lifted them up, gently placing them on his lap. I am so proud of you. I really am, Cry said quietly, rubbing his lover's stomach gently. You'd better be, they mumbled, smiling as Cry chuckled, kissing his temple. I am Felix. I am. The Swede smiled as his eyes closed, drifting off to sleep seconds later. Cry smiled, kissing PewDiePie's temple once more, for he too drifted off to sleep. Now that's a story that gives a whole new meaning to the phrase brofist. Come on. Oh, fuck. That is not what I expected to happen after GT wrapped up. When I heard that Dragon Ball Super was coming to town, I didn't see this as a plot point. But apparently the Japanese have really embraced that whole LGBTQ thing and are just driving ahead with that plot. Kind of clears up the whole reason why Frieza destroyed their planet. I don't think it had anything to do with them rebelling. I think it more had to do with the fact that why are all these guys getting pregnant? That's fucking weird. Destroy this planet. Now maybe this would be a good point, just to take a small break and really think of the logistics of what we're looking at. Because one of two things is happening with these sorts of images. When they're talking about Mpreg, the male getting pregnant. Because that baby, even aside from how it would be created, that baby has to come out somewhere. And there are only two possibilities for where it's coming from. One is your asshole, the other is your dick. Now, if you were to shit out a 18-pound baby, you would probably die from blood loss. That would be fatal. I don't think you could survive shitting out a baby. But even more absurd would be the notion that you're passing it through your penis. I want you to take a moment to really consider the fact that anybody who's ever had a kidney stone can probably confirm this too. There's a very small amount of space in your penis, in your urethra. You can't really pass large objects through it. Try to imagine the crown, the head of a baby, traveling from your bladder. I suppose it would be your bladder. I'm not really sure exactly where it's nestling in your stomach, but your bladder. There's Goku getting ready. He's at month 9. Vegeta's holding his hand. It's a lovely scenario. And Goku's about to give birth. And he's not having an ass baby because that would kill him. No, he's going to have a dick baby. So how is he going to pass that little fucker? Here's the baby bouncing around Goku's bladder, which would probably have been ripped and torn apart because the bladder can't expand that much. And here comes our little 15-pound Saiyan with his fucking tail wagging around, right through Goku's dick. Could you imagine the amount of shredding and tearing and explosions that would happen for him to pass that thing? Either way, butt baby or dick baby, the logistics of it, Goku is fucking dead. He is dead as a doornail. That baby probably is going to suffocate in the corpse of its father, because Mpreg is fucking impossible. But don't let that stop the fantasy. Don't let that stop the role-playing. Gonna tickle ya. Warning. Yaoi pairing Goku x Vegeta, Mpreg. Goku is in the early stages of pregnancy, hence the beginning of a belly. Drawn about a year ago. This is one of those drawings that makes me giggle every time I look at it. It's a scene that takes place at a later date in one of my fics and is unwritten. I did play this out in a roleplay with a friend of mine though, and was inspired to draw it. Ever the fan of pencil and ink, Vegeta is in one of those rare physical moods and decides to attack Kakarot by tickling him and being adorably foolish. I felt this deserved to be in my gallery again though. I'm a little irritated at the fact that I ran out of paper and it cut off Goku's toes a little. I'll fix this later on. Adobe Photoshop when I get the time. Till then, enjoy. I did play this out in a roleplay with a friend of mine though. I have so many questions to ask really. In your play pretend session with your friend, were you Goku or Vegeta? How did you go about making a baby with him? Was it a butt baby or a dick baby? So many unanswered questions, but that's life. There are always going to be mysteries you're never going to figure out. We're never going to know how that role-playing session really went. Now I'd like to leave you with the conclusion of a mystery. It's a well-established fact that the Sonic fandom is mentally unstable. They are insane. And as such, they have a wealth of pictures dealing with Mpreg. You cannot help but stumble upon picture after picture after picture of Sonic the Hedgehog characters getting gay pregnant. Usually it's either Sonic or Shadow, but everybody's in there. At some point, somebody's going to get knocked up, no matter how physically impossible it is. It is a reoccurring theme that is deeply ingrained in this particular community. Which leads me to a picture you might have seen. It's been around for a while, but I'd like to complete this story. I want to bookend it for you. Well, isn't that beautiful? Look at that dedication. Sonic is such a good mother/father for giving birth to that beautiful baby hedgehog. The Last Hours by Wairu Hebi. The room radiated a lovely warmth caused by the fireplace on the wall. Sun had just set down and the dark crawled into the chamber, though it was tempting to give into it. You could hear the soft chuckling of a newborn baby. Sonic had begged for a time alone with his child, hesitantly. His mate had left despite Sonic's weakness and his steadily rising fever. He pulled the cub close to his chest. The little one was just a few days old. A while after the birth, while still lying in the confinement, Sonic got weaker every day. Nobody knew if he would make it through. Now he only wished to spend his last hours with his baby. Sonic whispered softly to his son, "I'm sorry I won't be able to see you growing up, but I'll always be with you right in your heart. And my dear, take care of your daddy once I'm gone. I'm sure you can prevent him from remembering me." What a tragic story. Sonic is going to die after giving birth to his baby. But the mystery that has surrounded this modern-day classical work of art has always been what exactly was going to kill Sonic. Well, today, you're about to find out. Shadow, please, stop it. Forced Loss by Wairu Hebi, or else I'm gonna lose it. That's exactly what I planned. Shadow isn't fine with Sonic having a baby, and Sonic refuses to get an abortion, so he tries to get the unborn baby out of him in a very brutal way. And there's nothing Shadow can do to fight against his possession. Shadow isn't evil. Something's just controlling his own will. That's right. Sonic the Hedgehog is going to die because his gay male partner, Shadow the Hedgehog, is beating him every day. He even tried to Falcon Punch his little hedgehog baby out of his tummy. Now that is some shit you're never going to see in a Mario game. Because Sega does what Nintendo don't. And the Sonic fan community really enjoys adding a layer of darkness and edge to their Mpreg fantasy artwork, especially when it comes to loss.